channel. My name is Kimani. I go by K-Money or Kiki, whatever it is that you please that you want to call me. Welcome to my event page. I am sitting behind this little backdrop right now. So if you want to see how this was made, it'll be in the next video. So stay tuned for that. This is like my third page. So I have 3 pages. My first page was PK Gang with my sister. My second page is my K-Money account, which is just me. And I started this one for my event planning because I am an event planner now. Yep. So you know how you get into school when you're in high school, you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do or whatever. And like, I was the kid that didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I started going to school, hopefully trying to figure out, I will figure it out there. I wasted a lot of my time at school, I'm not gonna lie, but it was necessary to cancel out the things that I thought I wanted to do and get those out of the way before I waste too much time on something that I don't like doing. So straight out of high school, went to college or whatever, got a couple of jobs, got into this one job where I was working for the county. The people were cool or whatever, like my coworkers, I had fun with them, but we started like doing potlucks and stuff like that. So I thought it was really fun, and it was only a temporary job for me, but we did like potlucks, we did baking, and I was like, they had these little baking selling like goodies or baking us. So I would bake a couple of cookies and brownies, and they were really good. They were like a really good hit or whatever. So after doing that, they actually offered me to stay there permanently, and I knew for a fact that's not what I wanted to do, stay there permanently, because I couldn't stand the customers, whatever they was, I couldn't stand them. I had to have real patience for that job, and I don't think I could have done it any much longer than what I did. So after that, I quit my job. I went to school because I was thinking about taking up baking, because I did my daughter's first birthday, and I did her little rose theme birthday party for her first birthday, and it came out so cute. It was like really cute, and I baked and everything, and I decorated. I made a whole bunch of cookies, a whole bunch of different types of cookies, brownies, little Rice Krispie treats, and like all that. I made everything, and the cake, everything. So I was like, okay, I really like baking, so I'm gonna take up baking. And then I went to school, and that's when I ended up quitting my job I think it was after my daughter's first birthday, or somewhere around that. And then I was like, okay, I really like baking, I'm gonna go to school for baking. And then back in 2019? Yeah, 2019, I went for the fall semester. I started fall semester because I had to take that little weird class first, like the before culinary. And then I got into it back into 2020 spring. I was doing a little cooking class, and then we all know that got cut short in March because COVID happened. And like, that dream just was kind of fading away, and I realized, I don't like cooking at all. So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and I don't even like to cook. I liked it baking, but for personal baking. I like to bake for myself, okay? Because I'd rather eat the homemade stuff than the box stuff. So I think it just turned into me baking for holidays and myself and family. So that, as like I said, when 2020 happened, the pandemic happened, I kind of just like that dream just was fading. So into 2020, daughter birthday came up again. we did the little Candyland theme, and you guys can find that on my Instagram. Maybe I'll put it like right here or something. And it was just so cute. Like, we brought everything together, and I think it was then that I realized that I wanted to become an event planner. And I didn't really do much to pursue that dream because I don't know. I don't think I took myself serious back then. Like, I knew I wanted to do it, but it was just like, okay, yeah, this would be a cool little thing to do or whatever. Like, I was really getting into it. Like, I don't know. When I did her party, I really loved it, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to do event planning. So I fell in love with the craft, with the art, with everything, and I didn't get a full jump start into it because, you know, it takes time and money and things to, you know, do things like that. So it was just, you know, it's still a progress. It's still a progress, and it's moving slowly but surely. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much how it started. Then I did a couple of birthdays after hers. I did my grandma's birthday, my sister's birthday, and I did another party, a little Spider-Man party. So it was cute little things. I mean, if I could find the pictures, I'll definitely put them on the side so y'all can see them right here. But if I can't, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how that was. And like, I just really started growing more and more into it. So I was like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. And then, was it this year? Last year, 2021. Like, you know, like the whole pandemic, it was hard to get into it because, like, who can you really plan a party for? You can't even do parties. You can't even be 6 feet with people. You can't even be in a room with too many people during this time. So it was just like, okay, so I'm gonna just put it on the back burner, and you know, I don't know. After that, 2021, for my daughter's birthday, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it too big this year. We just gonna go. I'm gonna get a couple of people. We're gonna go to Legoland. I'm gonna start asking people to go to Legoland with me, so it'll be a little bit cheaper in my pockets. Yeah, I'm ashamed because I still threw her a party. I still threw her a party. I did the little Gabby dollhouse party, and that was, I loved every single little bit of it. I love to see the look on her face every time I do it, everything. Like, it brought me so much joy every time I see her face when she walks into her birthday parties. It just makes the work worth it. So that's why I really got into it, is because of her. Yeah. If you guys want to see the little Gabby dollhouse, I did post that on my Instagram, and I posted a video on my K Money's account. Sorry that I'm not going to switch it over because that's too much work, and I'm sorry. The reason why I started YouTube for my event page is because, like I said, I did post the Gabby dollhouse on there, and I also did a Easter basket craft and a baby shower for my niece and nephew. And when I see that video blow up, I was like, okay. I was like, I never had 1,300 people, 1,200 people, 1,000 something people watch my video before, and I was like, oh my god, this is really, people like this stuff. So people like to watch this stuff just as much as I like to create it. So I was like, oh yeah, let me just go ahead and do a little something or whatever. After that, I was like, let me just go ahead and create a separate page because I don't want it to really mix with what I'm doing on that page for myself and to what I do for my event planning or whatever. So I was like, let me just go ahead and just make a whole nother page for that. So people, because I don't want it to be too mixed up. Like, I want people to watch K Money because they want to see K Money, and I want people to watch my event page because they want to see event stuff. So I named this page K&K Events because, like I said, well, before it was KW Events, and I did not like that. Like, when I first named it, I knew it was going to be temporary, and I knew I wanted to change it a little bit later. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And the only reason why I named it K-Dub is because I go by K Money. And so I was like, okay, what about K-Dub? I'm gonna just use that. People was like, okay, that's cool or whatever. But the more and more I kept hearing, I was like, no, that sounds so ghetto and ratchet. I don't want to use that name. So I went by K and K Events, and the K and K stands for me and for my daughter, Kamari, and that's what it is. But I mean, without her, I wouldn't have really got into it, because I wouldn't have really got the motivation to plan for somebody else, and especially as big as that, for anybody else as I did for her. So I definitely, I wanted to put something of me and her into it, because without her, I don't think I would have really made it to the scales that I'm doing now. So thank you, mamas. I love you. You better take care of my business for me when I get older. No. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching my channel. Please stay tuned to see what's coming up next. I love to create, I love to decorate, and I can't wait to show you guys what I made of. Bye.